So let's talk a little bit about political correctness and the double standard that's going on. Paul Feinbaum of ESPN, in a recent interview a few days ago, made the comment that he doesn't feel like black people are oppressed in this country. And I'm going to tell you right now, he's right. But let's follow that up with the fact that he was forced a few days later to apologize. He was forced to apologize for having an opinion. And that's the sickening double standard that's going on. We can have groups of people who burn their neighborhoods to the ground, who loot and steal and thieve everything that they can, and commit acts of violence, call for acts of violence, and that's all looked upon as okay because of quote unquote the struggle. And that's just not true. You're not oppressed. Black people are not oppressed in this country. We are born with the same opportunities. Everyone is born with the same opportunities. And white people, there are plenty of white people who are born into rough circumstances, but we all have the exact same opportunities. The path that we have to take may be a little bit different from each other. And you have white people who have to have the hardest struggles, just like black people, but they all have the same opportunities. It doesn't matter what color you are. We're all born with God-given rights. And we all have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The pursuit means that doesn't mean you're going to get there. It doesn't mean that we're all going to make it. And it doesn't mean that you automatically are owed happiness. You have to pursue it. And you can sit around and pursue happiness by claiming to be a victim the rest of your life. You can sit around and say that someone's got their foot on your throat and the man is holding you down, whether it's the white man or the black man or whoever man is holding you down. And you'll never get anywhere. The thing is we've raised generations now, for more than one generation, we've raised kids to believe that if you're black, you're a victim. If you're white, you are a person who is oppressed. But we're all born with the same rights. And we're all born with the same opportunities. This doesn't go for the years and past of ancestors. You know, I'm no more guilty of anything than the man next to me. I didn't own slaves, and neither does he. So it doesn't matter what our ancestors did. It doesn't matter what happened to your ancestors as far as what you're owed. You're not owed anything because of what happened to your ancestors, no more than I'm held responsible for what my ancestors did. So quit playing the victim here. You want to have something in your life, it doesn't matter what circumstances you're born into. You can get yourself an education. You can educate yourself. If you can't afford a higher education with a diploma, you can find a way to educate yourself. There's always ways to educate yourself. There's so many successful people who never got college degrees, but are smarter and more intelligent and more well educated than people who've got degrees from a lot of the higher end colleges. How did they do it? They didn't play a victim. They didn't sit around and say that someone has caused me to have a bad life. They didn't sit around and say someone has done me wrong. The other part about this is, guys, let's just stop with the narrative that the cops are out to kill the black people. This is another bunch of BS, and I'm freaking sick of it. The cops aren't out here just shooting black people. There are bad cops and there are bad citizens of all colors, so it doesn't matter. But let me tell you something. If you don't want to get shot, don't be a thug. It doesn't matter what color you are. Don't be a freaking thug. Don't break the freaking law. Don't break the law and you won't get your butt shot. I'm sorry. Michael Brown, Alton Sterling, all these people, they got shot. They earned it. If a white person gets shot because they're breaking the law, then they've earned it. It doesn't matter. I'm sick of this police brutality crap. You break the law, you get shot. Plain and simple. It should be that way. Maybe if this was happening more often, people will stop doing the stupid stuff. You got people out here that are getting shot by homeowners, trying to burglarize a house, and then you got some retarded sister out there saying, "Oh yeah, well how is he supposed to get his this and he's supposed to get that?" I'm sorry, but being a criminal is not a career. It's not a career choice. It's a death sentence. It should be a death sentence. So let me tell you something. I don't care what family member it is. You go out and you rob someone, you deserve to be shot. But most importantly, let's stop all this BS about someone over here can have an opinion, and as long as it's not against the Black Lives Matter movement, as long as it's not against homosexuality, as long as it's not against progressiveness or socialism or whatever it may be, that it's okay. But the moment you speak toward Christianity, or the moment that you speak toward defending the police, or the moment you speak against the Black Lives Matter movement or other terrorist organizations, then you're a criminal, and you might as well be thrown in jail. That's the sickening part. We've got this all backwards. We're praising thugs who get shot because of their criminal activity. We're raising them up, and we're having all kinds of celebrations, and we're riots and all kinds of stuff. We have a worthless, no good for nothing president who wants to celebrate Black Lives Matter movement when they're nothing more than a terrorist organization. It's time to take this country back from political correctness. It's time to take it back from victimization. And let's get one thing straight here and now. I love everyone in this world. I love everyone in this country. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've done. I don't care anything about that. If you're a hard worker and you're an honest person and you have good character, I hope you make it somewhere, and I'll do everything I can to help anyone succeed. I don't care what color you are. But I'm going to tell you something. If you're black, I don't owe you crap. I don't owe you anything because of what happened 100 years ago with slavery. Over 100 years, well over 100 years ago. I mean, for goodness sakes, in the 1860s, slavery was abolished. I don't owe anybody anything. I don't have an ancestor alive that was a slave owner. I don't have an ancestor, and you don't have an ancestor that was a slave. You don't have an ancestor that, so no one owes anybody anything over that. It's over, it's done with. We've been through abolishing slavery. We've been through the civil rights movement. There are no reason to sit here and say that you're oppressed anymore. And Paul Feinbaum should not have had to apologize for his statements. It's ridiculous and it's sickening. Guys, commonsensesanctuary@yahoo.com. If you want to email me questions, if you want to email comments, check out some more of my videos, subscribe, and thank y'all. Y'all have a good night.